Wayne, as a rugby enthusiast as well as a referee, looking at the Springboks dysfunctionally through the tournament, what were your impressions of them and the way they negotiated the tournament and through to the final?
Firstly, have you ever been in a room and felt really outnumbered? Welcome to my shoes. Now, I know this is a celebration of South African rugby and what a wonderful occasion it was, but if I'm honest, in November the 2nd in Yokohama Stadium, when I was sitting there, Edward, just before the kick-off, it's 6 p.m. at Japanese time, I was pretty smug, pretty confident. And then that first scrum happened, 10-9. And I thought, oh shit, this is going to be a long night. And of course, I know there's a few English men and women in the room, and afterwards, we were extremely disappointed. But you then look at what this meant to not just the team, not just the fans, but the country, and you sit back and think, well, that might be a momentous moment in not just rugby, but in sport. And I hope that is the case for what the South African team and Sia has actually brought over the last couple of weeks. I was fortunate enough to be involved in 2 South African games. First of all, the Italy game, which was an interesting game for those of you, I'm sure, who watched it. First of all, before the match, the Matt Proudfoot, the forwards coach, and the front row had got me into a corner and said, "We want to talk to you." I don't know. And it had to be a bloody big corner, if I'm honest. And they said, "We want to scrummage them tonight, and we want to scrummage them, we want to scrummage them, and we want to scrummage them." I thought, well, okay, that's your duty, that's your call. After 18 minutes, unfortunately, they lost both their props for injury, and we weren't having any scrummages for the rest of the night. And Bongi looked at me and went, "Oh, this one didn't go to plan, did it?" And then we had that amazing moment in the Italy match where the 2 props from Italy decided to pick up a player and drop him on his head. I thought, wow, this is an interesting moment. How am I going to deal with it? This could have caused, a pretty serious injury. Then I looked on the floor and saw it was Dwayne Van Meulen, and I thought, no, that's not a problem at all. He's going to be fine. And Edward, I actually considered keeping both the players on the field so Dwayne could deal with them on his own. So what I thought I'd do, I just got rid of one and left one on, and Dwayne dealt with that himself. And then the quarter-final, which was a fantastic occasion. I know those who were there, the Japanese game, after that fantastic game against Scotland, I refereed the quarter-final at Tokyo Stadium, 50,000 people, and the noise in that stadium on that night will remain with me forever. It was such a fantastic environment. 60 million people, I think, watched it in Japan alone. So what the worldwide kind of TV audience was electric. And the one thing that sticks in my mind, apart from your fantastic try down that left wing, just before half time, I gave Damien Delande, perhaps scored a try which I perhaps disallowed. So I give the penalty certain, and you have a quick look up on your screen. Oh, that's close. And all of a sudden, there's this blonde lady in a South African shirt giving me absolute shivers on the TV screen, giving me all this, and she's got a little child around, and she's giving me all. Well, she's obviously, an enthusiastic South African fan. I went back to the hotel that night, and I'm very good friends with Jaco Piper, the South African referee, good friend of mine from Bloemfontein. Jaco's like, "Oh, Barnty, well done today." He said, "What do you think about that?" I said, yeah, I know what he said. I said, "But did you see the reaction from that blonde lady in the crowd?" He said, "What do you mean? Sia Khaleesi's wife?" So I'm not sure I'm invited along to the Khaleesi household. But look, thank you very much, Your Excellency, for inviting me along to be part of Just Tonight. It's very special. Thank you very much.